Hello, welcome back to the channel. Right, it's less than a month now before I go to Liverpool and do the whole Beatles experience. And I am so excited, people, I can't even begin to tell you. A hard day's night hotel for 2 nights with my beautiful wife. The Magical Mystery Tour. The Bus. Strawberry Fields, Penny Lane, John's house, George's house, Ringo's house, Paul's house. The Cavern. Oh, it's going to be amazing. And obviously the Beatles exhibition on St Albert Dock. Oh, it's going to be so cool. And I'm going to try and do a really cool special, video to Liverpool special for my YouTube channel. So really looking forward to that. Got a lot of ideas and I hope I can pull it off. Hope the weather stays quite nice as well. Got a beautiful day here in England today. The sun is out. It's a little bit chilly still, but it's better than all the rain we've been having. Anyway, you're not here for that. What you're here for is the Beatles live at the BBC, Volumes 2, on air. Now, I have heard this, but I haven't played it for quite some time. Right, so, what do we know about on air? Well, it was released on the 11th of November, 2013, along with a remastered and repackaged Live at the BBC Volume 1, which was released in 1994, I think. I've done a vinyl first play of it, actually. There. Most of the songs were taken from the Fab Four's first 4 albums. Please Please Me, With the Beatles, Hard Day's Night and Beatles for Sale. And there's obviously quite a lot of cover versions from some of their heroes like Little Richard, Chuck Berry and Buddy Holly. Now, I just read at the top there, on this, it says, On the Air features 37 previous unreleased performances and 23 newly available speech tracks. Between March 1962 and June 1965, no less than 275 unique musical performances by the Beatles were broadcast by the BBC in the UK. Just goes to show you how hard they were working at this, doesn't it? The group played 88 different songs on national radio. Some of them were recorded many times, others were played just once. 10 of the songs on this album were never recorded by the group for EMI in the 60s. 2 of these are released for the first time ever. The Beatles version of the old standard Beautiful Dreamer and the group's direct-to-air performance of Chuck Berry's I'm Talking About You. On Air also features BBC recordings of 30 well-loved songs from the Beatles catalogue, including 5 number ones. The Beatles' lively radio banter is heard throughout the album, and there's also 4 candid interviews date from 1965 to May 1966. That's when I was born. So that's side 5 is John and George, pop profiles, and side 6 is Paul and Ringo, pop profile. So before I open the vinyl, because the other day, as you know, when I got the package, they sent me one instead of, and it completely threw me. I couldn't even think what were the next 4 I needed to get. I kept saying the last one's past masters. Obviously, there's 1967 to 1970, the Blue Album. Getting the wrong... I thought it was going to be a winner, that's why. And when I pulled out one, don't get me wrong, I'm really looking forward to playing it. I've heard the pressing is stunning, so the sound's going to be wonderful. But I was expecting Let It Be. It's like, well, you saw the video anyway, so I'm not going to go on. But I didn't open the booklets like I normally do, so I thought I'd have a little look at the booklet here. I don't know if you can see that very well. Awesome. I don't think they ever stopped, did they? Right, I suppose let's open up the record and have a little look, which is always nice. I know it's going to have that 3rd album that is a real pain to get out of the middle, but I'm thinking that's probably going to be the interview disc. There we go. The spines on these are amazing. They look super cool on the shelf. I know this is going to eventually go in the box when it arrives. Wow. Oh, that is a thing of beauty. That is such a shiny cover. Right. Fantastic. Oh, look. I'm going to need a wider lens, aren't I? High gloss. Introduced by Paul McCartney there from 4th of July 2013. And Kevin Howes, all for the Beatles at the BBC Archives, 62 to 1970. And that interview was from June 2013. That packaging is simply stunning, isn't it? Oh, it's lovely. I suppose we should get it on the record player, shall we? Come on, let's do this. Don't. Right. Let's get this out there and have a look. That is gorgeous. Right, all the info on there. And a nice picture of the boys swinging Paul McCartney around there. Let's have a little look at the vinyl. Let's have a look at my right hand. Oh, that's stuck well and truly in there. There's loads of little tracks on this. You can see all the little vocal tracks. But that is beautiful. What we got in there? A little bit of etching around the corner there. Oh, Live BBC Volume 2. Let's get it on there. Oh, new Beatle records. It's about time, ain't it, people? Right. As always, I'll be back in a little while. Well, that's quite a long old album, actually. Although it went pretty nice. It was more like watching an old movie. There's so many interviews in between tracks. Like I said, I think, how many was there? 23, as well as the 4 interview bonus tracks on side 5 and 6 on disc 3. They were quite nice. Basically, it was the Beatles. I think they'd obviously been going a few years. Obviously, the 4th album, I guess. Paul had just turned 21, I do believe. And they was talking about they'd just bought houses, bits and bobs like that. John likes black furniture and where he's going to put his kid in school. I think Beatlemania was still just full going ahead, and that's why they couldn't move, or John didn't move in London. He wanted the whole thing to calm down a bit. You can't really imagine, like the first 3 or 4 years of this. You couldn't possibly fathom what it must have been like, you know, you really can't. But that was quite nice, listening to the 4 boys. But on the whole, there was a couple of standout tracks for me. I'm talking about You and Beautiful Dreamer. But fidelity-wise, I wouldn't say it's fantastic, to be honest. Now, I'm not slagging it off, but it was the BBC recordings back in 1963, 64, etc. So sound quality and fidelity-wise, I wouldn't say this was something special. And even though there was a couple of nice little gems, I mean, I loved Anna. I really loved If I Fell. Yeah, there was, I mean, obviously, I love them songs anyway. But the actual recording side of it, I'm not so sure. And also, is it as good as Volume 1? I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure. Don't get me wrong, like I said, I really did enjoy the listen. But I think, to be honest with you, I enjoyed live at the BBC One more. But as a Beatle fan, I'd say you have to have both. But if someone was saying to me, right, Stripey, give me a couple of Beatles albums I should buy, that wouldn't be one of them. You know, if you wanted to get them into the Beatles, you wouldn't be sending them live at the BBC Volume 2. Like I said, it's charming, and because I know the Beatles story and I love all the boys, you know what I mean? I kind of got caught into it. It was more like a movie to me. I was watching them in my head, even though I hadn't seen it. It was all radio broadcasts from the Saturday Club, Easy Beat, and Top Gear. Around about, they were radio shows around that time. But I would say it's definitely for Beatle fans, as opposed to someone just wanting to get into the Beatles and you'd send them down that way. Historic, absolutely. I mean, it totally shows the Beatles' charm when they're having these interviews and the way they hold themselves. Very charismatic, and people are drawn to them. And obviously, they were bloody good musicians. It's an important piece to the collection. But do I prefer it to BBC One? I'm not so sure. What do you think? Put a comment in down below. Do you prefer live at the BBC Volume 1? Or do you prefer Volume 2? I think one was a little bit more strong. Maybe it's because we hadn't heard all this stuff. And obviously I've only just had live at the BBC Volume 1 a couple of plays ago. So, but although mixed feelings, like I said, because there was a couple of really lovely songs on there. The only problem is, like I said, the recording quality wasn't that great. That Lend Me Your Comb was cool. Beautiful Dreamer. But the sound quality on Beautiful Dreamer was just poor. But I think it was a live to air performance. So, but there was some nice bits, like the Buddy Holly ones, Words of Love and all that. Beautiful, beautiful. And there was a lot of talk tracks in between, so it kind of set the next song up. And you do kind of forget that the sound quality isn't fantastic once you're in that mode. It's like watching them old black and white films, I guess. You just forget after a while and you're just into it. So, it's an important piece, and I'm really glad I own it. But was I blown away? I don't think I was blown away. Not like I normally am with the Beatles, but hey, you're going to hate me for saying that, I know. But hey, it is what it is. But I'm glad I've got it. And it's going to be a real contrast now, because obviously the poor fidelity on this is going to be completely blown away, because the next one I've got is not Let It Be Like It Should Be, number 19. The next one is number 20 I'm going to play, and that is One. The singles album, the double album. Yeah, that has been remastered. Oodles. So that should sound amazing. So I'm really looking forward to playing that. But one thing for sure, it's live at the BBC Volume 1 and 2. I think if you're a Beatle fan, you're going to have them anyway. And there is a couple of little gems on there. And like I said, the last is quite novel, really. Just 4 tracks of the boys talking for about, I'd say about between 8 and 9 minutes long each. They're all right, but they're just, George is sort of sick of all the boring questions, you know what I mean? So that's why he's now the quiet one. But yeah, on the whole, it was a pleasant experience. It's quite long. But once you're into that Beatles groove, it does seem to sort of fly along. And they've done a nice job. Disc 1 was a little bit on the Bowie side. Not majorly, and it played fine, but I do like flat records. Yeah, I know. Anyway, so that's going to be it for today, guys. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe. What do you think? I mean, I'm approaching the end now. 4 more Beatles albums to get. I think, what's the next gift? Is there any more gifts left? Oh, you got the little notebook thing, I guess, to write your little Love letters to DeAgostini, and obviously the vinyl collection box, which I really want the most. That is what I really want. But we're getting close, guys. We're getting close. So, have yourselves a great weekend, people. I'll be back with another ramble real soon. Thanks for watching. Beautiful dream, wake up to me.